Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nix. I just want to share a bit of a thought with you. Transformation in BEE is fantastic, and I honestly don't think anyone would be upset with it if it worked, if the stats supported the policies, but they don't, because the ANC really isn't about building anything. They really are about transforming everything into a pile of poo. We're sitting in a world where AI is about to take 40% of our jobs. And there's some oak who wants to now moan about his ancestors' land. Sure, great, but then what are you going to do with it? Half the land you're looking for is infertile, as described by Helen Ziller in this interview.
Look, land is not a source of wealth. It's expensive dirt unless you develop it. And it's very difficult to develop land in a sustainable way so that it creates jobs and creates food or produces food. It's very difficult to do that. And if you just own a piece of land that no one wants to buy, it has no value to you at all. Now, the question we need to ask about land in South Africa is why our most fertile land, that is in very large measure in black hands, produces very little food and almost no jobs. The Ingonyama Trust. Why? Beautiful, fertile land. Why isn't it producing huge amounts of food and large numbers of jobs? Because you can create hundreds of thousands of jobs in agriculture if it's done properly.
However, South African land is not in black hands. Majority of South African land is not in black hands.
Let's look at the fertile land. Let's just look at the fertile land. The last figure I saw was that 73% of KwaZulu-Natal is in black hands. That is seriously fertile land. Rain, sun, everything you want. Now look at that land and say, is it producing food and jobs? Because that's what you want land for. You want land so people can get jobs and they can eat. That's the value of land to a country and to individuals, jobs and food. Now, why is our most fertile land not producing jobs and food? That is the most fundamental question about land we need to be asking in South Africa.
So let's talk a bit further than I want the land. Let's not disrupt the entire society, the entire food ecosystem that holds this country together and brings in a huge portion of money from exports. Let's not disrupt the fragility of our society as it is now, so that some land person can get their land, and then what? Will you produce as much? Will you have an economic impact? Will you contribute to the food chain, to society? Will you pay tax? All good and well. Let's give up our land. But what is then the contribution you will then have on society? Because effectively, you cannot take a productive piece of land and just turn it into dust, but you got your land. Meanwhile, AI is taking all of our jobs and unemployment skyrocketing. And on top of that, some person who wanted their ancestral land has now killed off an entire farm. And again, the statistics on the expropriation of land into the rightful owners. What is the success? Arguments are useless if you cannot bring data and stats. And watch all the media interviews and mass mainstream media. You'll remove the emotion, approach it like a business with logic, data, stats. because those are the only things that are going to give us results that improve our economy, that contribute to society. But this absolute destruction of everything that works. And my question is, then what? Then what are you going to do? Just continue destroying and looting and but we cannot keep interrupting productive society. It's almost as if that group of people want us to live in a poo hole. I just don't understand. And they're happy with it. And that's almost a reflection of what they're contributing to society. Because if you're not a meaningful contributor to the society, then I don't want to know. I don't want to hear. No. Have you voted and do you pay your tax? Not VAT, personal income tax. If those two are in order, Shanana, let's talk. But let's stop putting emotion into this and let's start talking data and facts, because all of that shows a dismal failure from the ANC. It shows an absolute inability and lack of ability, which I think is the same thing, but anyway. It highlights their incompetence to run a country. Highball, no. It's time the ANC goes. They're destroying South Africa. Okay, everyone, that was my ramble for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, please give it a like and a share. For my newcomers or for those who haven't yet subscribed, I really want to encourage you to subscribe, please. Just shows me a lot of support. It gives my videos and my channel a boost, and it doesn't cost you a cent. So we'd really appreciate that. And then keep warm. Looking forward to summer. Have a great time. Over and out, guys.